Okay. Hey y'all. It's been a while. And I'm planning in my planner for the week of July 25th to July 31st. And I thought since it's been so long that maybe, I'll make sure this is recording mode is. Maybe I should do a chatty plan with me just to like catch up. So I always start with writing out my important appointments and to-dos for the week. This is like some happy planner sticky paper that I really like. I like the size of it. And I use that to write out my week. And I already kind of got started. I had written down some things, so I whited it, did some whiteout. And then I added a slot for the word of the week and a no spin challenge. And also I started off with a quote. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in some of my appointments and meetings and such. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, let me look at this, keep that handy. I always start with one side and then move to the weekend side, but I like balance, so sometimes I'll jump back and forth. So I don't know if I'll be able to explain everything that I'm doing. You just have to watch, and if you like my planning style, then feel free to adopt some of my techniques. I love these little stickers like this. Can you see that? Where's the camera? Little stickers like that to make my like little bullets, and I use that for appointments and reminders and such. I'm gonna try to keep this in a blue theme, but for the sake of not having a lot of blue stuff to really get through the week, I might have to add some other colors. And then I'm gonna move some of this stuff down. Kind of, hold on. This is kind of crunched on here. That's one thing I do like about Happy Planner stuff is that you can kind of move things around as you want. I don't know if that's gonna stay like that, but that's how it is right now. I'm gonna write in some of this stuff. I also have a workout planned for tomorrow night, so let's see if we can find a blue sticker class. Blue or purple would be good. It is a yoga bar class, hot yoga bar class that I'm taking tomorrow. Let's sweat it out. It's cute. Maybe we'll put sweat it out because I definitely will be sweating it out. And what I do when I'm planning is I just kind of flip through my books and pull stuff out and put it to the side. I think we're gonna go with a purple one. I'm just gonna do one of these class and class time boxes. Okay. And then I think I have now, how many appointments do I have tomorrow? I'm gonna have 3 appointments tomorrow. So we can use this little purple dot sticker later. I'll be ending my day technically with my workout, so we can put this down at the bottom. Excuse my nails. I polished my nails myself. I did a wonderful job, if I do say so myself. And then I reached my hand in the bag forgetting that my nails were wet and messed up my nail. Like, how terrible. Don't you hate when that happens? So I'll be figuring out one day this week how I want to fix that. okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, so we gotta have a 10 a.m. tomorrow. And this is the Pilot G2. I love these pens. With a S. I always just write abbreviations in my planner because you just never know. I don't want to, like, if I lose the planner or I leave it sitting out on my desk or something, you know, just want to protect confidentiality as much as possible. All right, and then tomorrow is yoga bar, and that is at 8:30. It's a late class. I'll probably come home and make dinner and get settled first and then go to that class. All right, so now we are on to Tuesday. I have 6 major things on Tuesday. I have a meeting. Let's see if we can find something to make that stand out. It's I have a small group meeting tomorrow. I like this purple anchor. What's going on Wednesday? For some reason I want to put this here. I also like for there to be a balance between like the amount of writing and the amount of like images in my planner. Because you do, I don't know, for me, I just want to look at it and be aesthetically pleased with looking at all the things I have to do in the week. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's the point of a planner. I like this mermaid thing sticker. That is the point of a planner, in my opinion. At least that's what I use mine for, is to foster positive thoughts about the many things that might be on my to-do list that actually can be anxiety provoking. Also, like planning itself, like going through my sticker books and finding the right layout and blah blah blah, like it's actually really relaxing to me. So that's why I do it. All right, let's move on to Tuesday. I don't know, I'm kind of stuck here. I have to call in another sticker book. I'm just not really feeling this. Let's see. Let me think. I just feel like I need something else. I don't know what. Oh, I definitely can put, this is a really old sticker book. This is like, this is like vintage Happy Planner. I have been weighing myself at the beginning of each week. Here. I've been weighing myself at the beginning of each week. I'm not necessarily on a weight loss journey, but I do want to measure measure the things that I'm doing and just see if it is working, like if something is happening. So there's that. But I'm looking. I'm trying to get inspired here for Tuesday and the rest of the week. Something I wanted to talk about, since this is a chatty. I do have a birthday this week. This is hard to come off. This is a chatty playing with me. I want to talk about a couple of things, but imposter syndrome was one of the things. I have been just, I don't want to say like suffering with it. I think it's always sort of on the forefront. It can always creep up and rear its ugly head, you know, if you let it. But I have been in a space where I would say I'm in alignment, right? And which is a great thing. I'm in alignment because literally it's been happening to where it's been like pretty powerful, to where I think about something and then it happens. And I'm like, oh. But then when that happens, I start questioning, like, is this too good to be true? Kind of feeling. And in my opinion, that is imposter syndrome. Because if you've done the work and you've put in, why wouldn't things work out, right? And in fact, there should be arguably a state of expectancy when you've put in, and then, you know, there should be some expectation that things, you know, that that work will be rewarded in some way. And for whatever reason, I wish I had a meeting sticker. I know I have one, I just don't know what book it's in. For whatever reason, lately, I've been like caught off guard when things work out. I don't know if it's a trauma response, or because I am coming out of a season where I've been like WTF, you know. I'm sure people can relate to that. Like, you have seasons in your life, whether you're in it right now or coming out of it, or can remember when, whatever the case may be, but where you're just like, WTF. Like, I went through a season, I would call it like a wilderness. There was like a purging of relationships. You know, like some people that I thought were in it for the long haul with me just were not, and so they were excused. And then just things happening in my home and in my family that, listen, you know, no one is above discomfort. Like, the scripture says, like, weapons formed against you won't prosper. It doesn't say that they won't be formed, though, right? And so, like, I had to hold on to that. But I mean, if I'm honest, there was still like, I was still like, WTF. Like, how is it that I am just really not feeling like I'm getting out what I put in? And that season, really, it started a year ago, I would say. Where it was just like, just ever so slightly like, that didn't go the way that I thought it would, or wow, I had all the ingredients for that to work out and it didn't. Okay, interesting. And then you take those little hits, right? And then the hits, the blows got harder and harder, and I was like, okay, now what? Now hold on, now hold down. This is getting a little out of control here. All right, I'm just gonna have to move forward because I'm not really feeling inspired by any of these stickers that I see. So let's do, now I don't even have any more purple. I need a sticker to cover this up. Like, definitely. I don't want that there. How many appointments do I have Tuesday? 1, 2, 3, 4. That only holds 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this up. Oh, it's so cute. But just because I'm gonna have to put a bigger sticker over this if I want to keep my theme going. That's the thing, like, can't commit to a spread until you're done, because you might have to pull something up. Anyway, so yeah, so now I'm in a space where, like, some of my older prayers, like, you have those prayers where you prayed it, you remember praying it, it was definitely you that had asked for, XYZ. See how this works. I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. If I cut it, I don't have anything purple in here. Yeah, it was definitely you that had asked for it, and now it's here, and it feels too good to be true, and so I don't know. Like, I've just been in a space where I've been like, really, me? And I think it is. I don't like this today. I don't like that either. To remember anything on Tuesday, but kind of like that layering, so we'll rock with it. Yeah, I've been in a space where I've been like, just sort of questioning that some of my dreams, old prayers, wishes, are coming true. And so, because I know that's a trauma response, because I know that, I have been combating it with just digging into my scripture, right? Just getting in the word and really being intentional about my gratitude practice, because that's the devil coming for me. And in my experience, like, the way the devil kind of comes for me, the enemy, I should say, kind of comes for me, is he attacks me internally. Like, he hits me with imposter syndrome, or me questioning it, or having an insecurity about my own dope, like questioning my own dopeness, and then and then I act out of that. You know what I mean? Like, I act from a place of insecurity, and self-sabotage. Like, that's usually how bad things happen to me. I think I want to put this here. And it's not gonna be chronological. Oh, right there or something. We'll find something to put right there. But yeah. So that's kind of what's been happening for me. Is intake is at 2 p.m. And we'll just put my 4 p.m. in here too. Yeah, that's kind of what's been happening. It's like, and what comes to mind for me is like, you know, God has always been good, even when I had those moments where I was like, okay, now what is going on? He's always been good, even in those seasons. And in those seasons, if I reflect back on the prayers, like the prayers were, Lord, bring me back to a space where I don't feel like this. So now that I'm in a space where I don't feel like that, and there's a response in my environment, now I'm questioning that. So it's just interesting, and something that I've paid attention to and just been cognizant of. I don't really think I don't think that there's anything else I can do. About it. Look at this. 10 a.m., 11, 1, 3, and 8. See how that kind of shares. Can y'all see that? No. Let me move this over. Now you can see how that kind of shares that day. So yeah. So I have been in a space of like just trusting my dopeness. And that comes out of trusting God. And trusting what He has said about me. And trusting how He has shown up for me. And, I have the evidence of who He is and who I am to Him. And so, what's the questioning about? But, I mean, I'm human, so it comes. It definitely comes. I'm definitely like, is you sure? God, you sure? You sure that I'm the one to take this on. A bit of a gap here, but I have some things that I want to work on in the gap. Ooh, I don't think this sticker can take being moved again. Let's see. Okay. I need to put some kind of to-do header right here. So that's what's been going on for me. And interestingly enough, so every year, at the start of the calendar year, because I set my New Year resolution on my birthday, because that's when my New Year starts, and it feels a bit more personal. And I like to measure my success against myself last year. I can put this to-do thing right here. Can I layer it just to bring in some of that blue? Let's see if this is. So I set my New Year resolution on my birthday, usually. That's kind of cute. And then I'll just leave that blank. Okay. And then Thursday. Thursday. We'll have a big meeting that morning. Thursday is supposed to be more of a I want to put it right here. It's supposed to be a lighter day. I have my work week schedule where it's Monday I ease into Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday are very heavy days. And then Thursday it's heavier, maybe the top half of the day, and Friday is a free for all usually. And that's kind of how I like it. Oh, I forgot. This is that on here. This is Aubrey's birthday, and Aubrey's my niece, and then it's Harlow, my goddaughter. It's her half birthday. What it is, her mother is obsessed with half birthdays. She's obsessed with my half birthday, her half birthday, Harlow's half birthday, everybody's half birthday. And we can bring in some pink over here. So we'll put this important header. So yeah, what I was saying was I set my New Year resolution on my birthday in September. But at the top of the calendar year, I like to do one little word. Set one little word for the year. That's going to be the theme of the year. And so what's interesting is before, like I said, there was a slow creep into this feeling of WTF. It started slow, one thing here, one thing there, and then it gained momentum, and I was just literally having moments where I was like, okay, Lord, so did you bring me here to suffer? Because it's giving this is a meeting with DMH. Sorry, I had to think about what this is. Yeah, see, I'm having meetings with the Department of Mental Health on behalf of my business. There's some great things happening, but it is a bit scary, and it's definitely uncharted territory. These are things that I've wanted to do, but still, now that I'm getting to do it, it's a privilege, it's an honor, and I feel very blessed. And I have to be careful not to let that feeling of being blessed cause me to question whether I'm worthy, because it's a blessing, but I'm worthy. So, but anyway, another tangent. I don't know who this. Oh, this is in person too. I do like to write whether my appointments are in office or I'm looking at my other appointments to see if there are any more. And there aren't. There's a workout on Wednesday though. Yeah, Wednesday night I'm working out, so I need to go back and add that. But my one little word for 2022 is surrender, because I have been feeling perhaps if I would stop sort of trying to fight against, the feeling of WTF and like feeling like I was in a wilderness, if I would just make peace with the wilderness, just kind of accept it, go with it, don't try to act like it's not happening. Just do it. Just do it. And see where that takes you, And so my class on Wednesday, sorry, going back to this, my class on Wednesday is a yin class. So I think I want to use a meditation sticker for that. Some of these would have been cute in this layout, but I'm just now looking at this book. So anyhow, so surrender. So it's interesting, speaking of prayer and manifestation, and I'll do an unplug. And things of that nature. The sermon today at church was about, I'll use the purple one. The sermon today was about surrender. And I kind of chuckled to myself when the pastor, when my pastor told the congregation the name of the sermon, because I was like, God, you are so funny. Because he really is. God is hilarious. He's like the ultimate comedian. Because who would have thunk, right, that I would be in this space where I would say, okay, I need to surrender, to the point where I would make it my active, word of the year. And I'm telling you, the books that I've selected to read this year, like I recently finished Sarah Jakes Roberts' Woman Evolving, I think it's what it's called. The one where she has like the short bob haircut and the red, and the book is kind of like a darker green color, I believe, and like with pops of red. Anyway, she had a whole section in that book about surrender, and I thought it was so interesting. She was challenging the notion of, being angry with Eve, and how we blame her for eating that apple. And then she broke down just some things in her humanity and some parallels in our lives. And actually she talked about how Eve was, how we could have some gratitude for Eve, because if it wasn't for her, then we wouldn't have a savior, and just all types of things that happen as a result of Eve's mistake. And really, her mistake came from not trusting God in some ways. Just not listening to the adversary, and going with that. And so she talks about the notion of surrender, and I just thought it was so interesting that, if we can find ourselves in a space where we surrender to God's will instead of questioning it, or I should have figured out a way to use this sticker. Do I want to pull this up? No. Let's put this back. But if we can just submit to, what God has for us, and stop feeling like we're missing out on something, or you know submitting to this competitive spirit. And not even a competitive like comparing yourself to other people, but comparing yourself to where you feel like you should be. It's like, okay, girl, like, what about you're exactly where you are supposed to be? What about even when there's a wilderness going on, which can happen, which will happen, because we go from glory to glory, right? Which implies that there's a space in between the glories, which is usually a wilderness. So, if that be true, then it's gonna require a level of, in order to get through it, without agitation and lamenting and all of these wonderful things that we do. And I'm saying wonderful, I'm being sarcastic, but all of these things that we do to sort of, I don't know, try to make things go faster or slower in our lives, or question God's goodness because we are uncomfortable. Like, instead of doing that, we could just like surrender. I mean, and that is like, it's easier said than done,